Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, the place where we make fun of the morons and the idiots we see out here on the road, a bit like this mentally challenged individual who thinks that left and right are just words he sees written inside of his shoes. Or this brainless imbecile that thinks a red light is a low alcohol wine that they serve in fancy restaurants now as he sails straight through the red light there. Or this backwards muppet in the little black car who thinks the right hand lane is the lane to be in when you need to exit to the slip road that you want to come off of. If ever he wears a mood stone, it'll only ever change from black to grey. Or maybe even this non-thinking dimwit that whilst displaying all the mental ability of a postage stamp, seamlessly selects reverse gear and proceeds to ram the vehicle while sitting behind him. I wonder if these idiots get up in the morning, go to their to-do list and they write at the top in big capital letters, "Today act like a massive Joe Blunt." This from ENK driving school on Instagram, and nothing quite says I'm still not allowed to use scissors by myself, and I still call me mum when I hear the ice cream man turn up, like almost pulling out on the road on the wrong side. Yeah, he's obviously checked his to-do list today. On board with Arch 1, now we all know what's on these idiots' to-do list, but you know what they don't want to do? Slam your anchors on in front of a big truck. This numpty can't even succeed at a cash for crash attempt. He's so thick he makes a railway sleeper look like a toothpick. This one's from Michael W. Now keep your eye on the donut in the black Kia Niro in the far right lane there, as he's about to prove without any shadow of a doubt why people should not take part in paid medical drug trials, as he just goes from the right to the left. Mugs like that make basic reasoning look like advanced calculus. This from Digger DS74, and I hate driving on industrial estates because you never know when you're going to get some idiot who's got a brain that works as well as a paper teacup just pull out on ya. If brains were dog turd, he certainly ain't got to worry about blue bottles, that's for sure. Anyway, not much happening in this clip. The car in front, he's waiting to turn right. This car sitting behind him, waiting patiently for him to turn. And the coach driver's proving that you can drive a coach with an IQ that's lower than a slug's belly. Another one on day release out and about. Right, now we all like seeing when karma does its thing, and we're going to see that in this clip here. Now look at these two pilchards here, yeah? Something's gone on between them, and we don't know who's at fault here, yeah? So we'll just say the pair of them's idea of multitasking is farting and coughing at the same time. And at this moment in time, the Burke in the Merc sees his opportunity for success, but that success turns into distress as he just pulls out in front of the police there. This is exactly what happens when you treat life like a multi-choice test and only ever circle your name at the top of the page. On board with Steve T in his 44-tonne truck. Now keep your eye on this little blue car. Now we've all heard a mirror signal manoeuvre, haven't we? Well, his idea is what mirror manoeuvre and trust in the power of prayer to get you through the day. That idiot's a human equivalent of a software update, but just makes everything worse and slower. This from Shahin A, and as you can see we're sitting behind a Merc with blacked out windows. Now drivers of such vehicles aren't really known for their critical thinking and intelligence, are they? Bit like this one, he goes through the red light and aims at the bus what's coming through his green light. That idiot thinks critical thinking is a medical emergency. Here we go, supermarket car park shenanigans. Keep your eye on the pilchard in the little silver car. As he pulls out, almost hit that Audi and almost takes a blue car with him. Then displaying the decision-making abilities of a mouse in a cheese factory just pisses off. This from Rugal, and what we're looking at here is the anomaly known as the white van man, and they're not known to disappoint when it comes to dashcam clips, and today is no exception to the rule. Driving like an absolute helmet. Some strive for greatness, that idiot's striving just to be bare minimum. Here we are with Grommy on his bike, going up the one-way system with everyone else the right way, but who ain't going the right way? The Belendo Grandioso in the red Range Rover with the black windows of backwardness, that's who ain't going the right way. Now proceeds to do what looks like a 10-point turn there in the confined space of a 2-lane road. No wonder Grommy was shaking his head. Some people just have to realise that driving isn't for them. It's not their thing, it just doesn't click. Do you know what I mean? This from Glenn. Now what do you do when you're stuck behind a slow moving tractor? Well, it's obvious. You just pull out and force the oncoming vehicles to stop. That's exactly what you do. Honestly, some people have got less patience than a disused hospital. And here's another impatient delinquent. Notice the right turn indicator is flashing on the tractor. We all know what that means, but the special needs driver in the black car doesn't know what it means. Well, he does now, and he also knows that white underpants turn brown. On board with Musa. Now look at the road markings. The right hand lane is for going round to the right and the two left hand lanes are for going straight on. Pretty basic stuff really that anyone with a higher IQ than a pubic hair would be able to understand, but unfortunately the driver of that black Mercedes doesn't fall into that category. He just tries to go straight ahead there. Easily done when your brain works as well as a cell phone in a cave, I suppose. Here we are looking at the rear of this vehicle. Why are we looking at the rear of this vehicle? Well, you never know when you're going to see some space cadet who's got the visual ability of a colonic irrigation tube was shoved up someone's butthole, not see the car in front and just hit him hard. If common sense could power a light bulb, he's bumping into furniture. This from Paul, and he's on the dual carriage radio A12 actually, and luckily he's stopping at the red lights. Why is he lucky to be stopping at the red lights, you ask? Well, that's because Captain Clueless has just come down the dual carriage way the wrong way, that's exactly why. Muppets like that are the reason that microwave meals have got "remove the packaging" written on them in big capital letters. Right, if any of you lot are still driving around without a dash cam, you must be crazy. Go down in the description down below, click on the link, use promo code RM15 at the checkout and save yourself 15% on a Road Angel dash cam. This is from Alan the cabbie. Now have a look at this smooth brain cretin in the little white car. From the joining slip road straight to the outside lane, nearly takes out that black Kia Niro. But Alan said he knows him, he's a local man, they call him Lava Lamp. I said, that's a funny name, Al, why do they call him that? He said, well, he moves about all slow and funny and he's not very bright. This from Michael. Now, what do you do when you drive an old 57 plate Seat? You've got blacked out windows and your brain cells work like cheap Bluetooth, always searching but never quite connect. Well, what do you do when you turn in left? You just stop mid-corner for absolutely no reason at all. That's exactly what you do. That idiot there is to intelligence what vanish oxy-action is to weak old skid marks. Now, it's annoying when you're going round a roundabout and some idiot pulls out in front of you, but it's not as annoying as when you're going round and someone drives into the side of you. If that idiot's brains had gears, it'd have two positions, slow and backwards. Speaking about idiots that don't know how to use roundabouts, look at this from Hannah B. And if you want to go back the way you just come when you're at a roundabout, what do? You just drive round it, don't you? Not this backwards numpty. No, what he uses the space for the mini roundabout for is to do a 3-point turn and then go backwards that way, look. That right there is what happens when natural selection presses the snooze button. Anyway, never mind about natural selection. Some idiots like this paint chip eater suffer from natural knowledge rejection, ending up thicker than a pyramid wall with the obvious results. On board with Ranty Rider on YouTube on his bike approaching this junction. And I hate approaching these sorts of junctions because you never know when a sperm brain dunce is just going to pull out like that. That idiot's thought process is so slow it needs a passport and a stopover. Anyway, enough of dodgy drivers. Let's have a display of Class 1 roadcraft and lane discipline from one of the best, a traffic police officer. There he goes, he's just drifting to the left there, nearly hits the car there. Never mind about to protect and to serve. In his case, it's more like be negligent and swerve. Guys, if you like what you see and I put a smile on your face, please hit that little like and subscribe button down below because it really does help me grow the channel. Thank you. Right, let's have a look at some 2-wheel 2 brain cell idiots. Okay, so straight out the gate, we've got a 2-wheel 2 brain cell moron who's got the sort of intelligence that makes a traffic cone feel superior as he just wheelies down a one-way street the wrong way on the approach to a blind bend. Here's Musa pulling out of this one-way street, but this means nothing to the maggot brain 2-wheel reprobate, displaying the intelligence and attention span of a paper straw in a pint of lager. And here's another glue-sniffing Just Eat rider from David N. Notice there's a police car coming, yeah? Now, normally you slow down and let them through. Not when you've got the intellectual structure of a dropped lasagna, you don't. And then look what it does here. Look, this non-reader, he just turns right and nearly hits a guy on the scooter. Quite rightly so, the guy on the scooter ain't happy with him, so he's going to give him a piece of his mind. But it's an absolute waste of time. All he's going to reply with is a shrug and the word what. Everybody's just so fed up with these Muppets. And here we have yet another real blank screen that just fails to see the car in front of him and just hits it in the back. You're going to like this next one, trust me. Okay, so what we're looking at here is the view from the rear mounted camera that looks in the back of the rubbish collection truck. But the 2-wheel tit in the trance does not see the rubbish truck and does what his parents should have done many years ago, left him inside a used condom and thrown him into the rubbish. And now he's stuck in the back with his legs in the air, languishing in 2-week-old chicken chow mein and little Johnny's shite-laden nappies. What a melt. Right, keep your eye on this 2-wheel 2 brain cell window licker. As we can see, he's going for the personal best. He can taste victory, he can taste success, but now all he can taste is bits of broken glass as he face plants the glass and takes out the rear screen with his face. Tries to ride off because as cyclists know, they're totally unidentifiable. But unfortunately for this human version of a software crash, his bike's become damaged and he's unable to ride off. So he tries to scoot off. Look, he's trying to carry it off, all the while looking behind him, look. Where he excels at speed and stamina on his bike, he fails miserably at mental speed and mental stamina. And in fact, at this moment in time, he's displaying the mental stamina of a balloon in a porcupine sanctuary. Now, at this point, the two-brain cell, two-wheel abscondee thinks he's got away clean as usual. But unbeknownst to him, the car driver is a massive Chuck Norris fan and he's not having none of it on his watch. You're paying for that screen, bitch. Well, that's it for this one, everybody. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. And if you are a bit warped and you actually like my videos, I'll put a playlist up there with loads more in there. Go and fill your boots. Have a good weekend and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.